No?
Mike.
All right. Good evening and welcome to the Township Committee meeting of June 24th, 2025. Ms. Brake, please call the roll.
Committeeman Britting.
Here.
Committeewoman Hand.
Here.
Committeeman Lapani.
Present.
Deputy Mayor Payne. Mayor Ciccarelli.
Here.
Administrator Ferrera.
Here.
Attorney Willard.
Here.
All right, please join me in a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Please be advised that in accordance with Section 5 of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, notice of this meeting was made by the posting on the bulletin board at the Hillsborough Township Municipal Complex and notifying the officially designated newspapers that this meeting would take place at the Hillsborough Township Municipal Complex at 7:30 p.m. on June 24th, 2025. Executive session, if deemed necessary, to begin at 6:30. We did not have an executive session. There's no minutes to approve, so I have some general announcements before we get into the committee reports tonight. First, I'd like to make a statement. This is our anti-hate statement. Hillsborough Township is committed to ending the spread of hate, bigotry, and harassment based on race, color, religion, national origin, ethnicity, sex, gender identity and expression, sexual orientation, disability, or any other protected characteristic. Today, Hillsborough Township will affirm its commitment to the well-being and safety of all its community members and to ensure that they will be protected and their rights respected. Hillsborough Township also wishes to affirm its commitment to cultivating an inclusive community. For more information, see consent number 27 for our resolution affirming Hillsborough's commitment to countering hate so we can better celebrate our diverse community and continue as one of the best places to live in America. So, again, consent 27 has our resolution. Project graduation. I, along with Deputy Mayor Payne and Committeewoman Hand, had the pleasure of attending project graduation at Iron Peak last week to celebrate the Hillsborough High School graduation class of 2025. Approximately 458 of this year's graduating class attended the event, and there was a great energy and buzz. I asked the students to give themselves a round of applause for graduating, as well as the chaperones, volunteers, project graduation parents who organized it and who organized this great celebration. I wish every student great success on whatever their future held in store for them. So another great, successful event for project graduation. Also, let's see, on June 7th, I was a starter for the Hillsborough YMCA's Hillsborough Hop 5K race. More than 600 racers participated this year, and it was the largest number since COVID. After starting the race, I walked back to the municipal building, and some of the runners beat me there, and to the finish line. So we welcomed the racers back, congratulated them, and handed out awards for all the age classes and overall winners. So congratulations to everybody, and again, the YMCA for running the hop again. And right after that, since we were here at the municipal building, the Green Living and Wellness Fair was conducted. I attended and stopped in there and we had about 49 exhibitors, including some of the township services, all related to green living and wellness. And they actually had a great turnout. Even the exhibitors were noting that I think we did a good job of marketing it to the hop people, the kind of a captive audience, but they had a great turnout for the Green Living and Wellness Fair. So again, very successful event for the community. So with that, I'm going to actually talk about Route 206 first as an update. No, let me pass on that. So I'm just going to keep you in anticipation. I'll give you a 206 update after. I hate to tease you like that, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to make you stick around a little longer and go to the reports from the committee liaisons. So start with Committeeman Britting.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. And I just wanted to take a moment and just address what the mayor had said up front, too. I think this initial statement about how we stand up against hatred in this town is incredibly important. We support everybody in this town. Everybody belongs, and we want everyone to know that. That's a very important thing, especially for the children in the room. It's really, I coach a lot of them, and I've known a lot of these little children in this town for a long time, and their parents, and it's very important for them to know they live in a town where we want to keep them safe, in a place where they can just live the way they want to live their lives. So God bless everybody on that. So good job, Mayor, up front. So as it relates to the administration, so we have a passport clinic coming up, where there will be a passport clinic at the municipal building here in the senior activities room right across the way there on Thursday, June 26th from 3 to 5 p.m. At the clinic, you'll be able to renew your passport, apply for a new passport, and take passport photos. So you might not have to go down to Walgreens this time. You can do it here. New Jersey Motor Vehicle Mobile Unit is returning to the municipal building on Thursday, July 9th, so a little after the 4th of July. Residents can apply for the Real ID licenses or renew vehicle registrations. While those services will require registration in advance, handicap placard acquisitions and license plate drop-offs won't need an appointment. Registration for this event will open in the next couple of days. Look out for the link on Hillsborough Township calendar or in tomorrow's e-news. These events fill up incredibly fast, so don't wait to register for your Real ID appointment. I actually had to, when I first did it, it took about 3 or 4 months to sign up. So if you can sign up, sign up. Revolution, New Jersey. So Hillsborough is officially a Revolution, New Jersey community. Revolution, New Jersey is a partnership between the New Jersey Historical Commission, which is a really great commission, division of New Jersey Department of State, and the nonprofit Crossroads of the American Revolution Association to plan for the commemoration of the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution in New Jersey. For those children, you know, George Washington, our first president, fought in the Revolutionary War, and it was a big deal for the kids in the crowd. Big, big deal what the United States was able to do, and Hillsborough Township has some pretty significant history as it relates to the Revolutionary War. So through this partnership, Hillsborough's 250th Anniversary Planning Committee receives resources and information for planning activities centered around America's semi-quincentennial, wow, I said the whole word, and Revolution, New Jersey will highlight Hillsborough's commemorative activities. The mayor will have more information about the 250th Anniversary Planning Committee during his remarks, which I believe are coming up shortly. So next, we have economic and business development. We have over 1,000 businesses, small businesses in Hillsborough, which is the backbone of our town, and we want to make sure that we support them as a number of things that we do. So our 2025 Summer Social is coming up. The Hillsborough Business Association invites you to their 2025 Summer Social on June 26th, just a few days away, from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Landing. I think the weather is supposed to be a little bit cooler, so that might be, is it outdoors out on the patio? It's going to be 100 on Wednesday, 80 something hopefully. Admission is only $18 and includes light appetizers and soft refreshments with a cash bar available. This is the last business social until the fall. The NJEDA grant one-on-one session with Kathy Guzman. So one-on-one sessions with Kathy Guzman from the New Jersey Economic Development Authority held on June 4th was a big success. Business owners received helpful information about grant opportunities, and the feedback was overwhelmingly positive. The sessions offered valuable insight into available funding options and resources to support business growth. The next one-on-one session is scheduled for September 30th. Contact our Economic and Business Development Office for more information. It's a really good office. They're always moving, so leave a message if they don't get you right away. Upcoming ribbon cutting ceremonies. You see the mayor and other township committee members are always cutting ribbons for new businesses in Hillsborough and businesses that are reestablishing themselves in town. The Economic and Business Development Department is excited to announce 2 upcoming ribbon ceremonies on June 27th to celebrate the opening of new businesses in our community. So welcome to those new businesses, and I ask you all please to shop there if you can. Vayne Aesthetics, V-A-Y-N-E Aesthetics, located at 2 Clerico Lane, Suite 215. At 2:15 p.m. On the June 27th, and Hillsborough Hair Studio, located at 422 US 206 in Hillsborough at 3 p.m. So 2 really cool little businesses that are coming to town, so please frequent these businesses if you see it appropriate. We warmly invite all members of the public to attend these events, meet the new business owners, and help give them a warm welcome as they join the Hillsborough Business Association community. So I have a couple more to go for, so just bear with me for a moment. I'll try to make it as fun as possible. Spring 2025 magazine release. The Economic and Business Development Office is proud to announce the release of the 2025 spring issue of the Experience Hillsborough digital magazine. One of the only towns in the area that does a digital magazine the way they do it. They make it so it's reader-friendly on all different types of, and accessible to everyone that has iPad, iPhone, or different means. You're taking a picture of it, that's great. We're digital in Hillsborough. The edition celebrates the strength, growth, and spirit of Hillsborough's vibrant business community. Every featured business is a proud member of the Hillsborough Business Association, and their stories are sure to inspire. Please check out this issue on the Township's Experience Hillsborough webpage. All right, so just a few more sections for me here. Human resources. Hillsborough is hiring for a variety of positions, including the building department, inspectors, and summer clean communities help. Please see tomorrow's e-news for more information on available employment opportunities with Hillsborough Township. Recreation. As we all know, Hillsborough has one of the best recreation departments in the whole center of the state, and they are really good, again, digitally. If you want to sign up for their programs, very easy to do so. Monarch Butterfly Poster winner is the first one. So Hillsborough Recreation is proud to announce Kashwal B, age 10 years, is the winner of the Mayor's Monarch Pledge poster contest. A great job. Kushal, very good job, Mayor. Good job for recognizing our youth. Sign up for summer activities as well. Keep your child active and engaged this summer with Hillsborough Recreation summer camp offerings. My two boys, Robbie and Christian, are playing basketball. I don't remember exactly when. My wife signed them up for them, but they're playing basketball and they're pretty excited. So the Recreation Department offers a range of activities, including soccer, basketball, golf, tennis, as well as theater, robotics, cooking, comics, and more. So recreation in our minds is not only physical, it's also mental. It's the STEM activities as well, too, are really important. So social services. Hillsborough Township Social Services hosts the PAS-1 property tax rebate filing event. I think it's articulated that way as well, too, up there. Hillsborough Township Social Services Department, which is actually a very good and growing department as it relates to our town because there's areas in the town that need some assistance, and this is one of them, is excited to announce an upcoming property tax rebate filing event held in partnership with the New Jersey Department of Taxation. This event is designated to help residents complete the new form, which now combines the Senior Freeze, Stay New Jersey, and Anchor Property Tax Relief programs in a one easy-to-use application. This event will take place on Saturday, July 12th this year at 10 a.m. To 2 p.m. right here at the Hillsborough Municipal Multipurpose Room across the way there. To make most of this event, please bring the following items: your valid photo ID, Social Security number, income documentation for both 23 and 24, and total property taxes billed for those same years for 23 and 24. And you can, I think, look this up on the website as well, too, if you need more information. State representatives will be on hand to walk you through the process, answer your questions, and make sure your form is filled out correctly so you receive all the benefits you're eligible for. And all eligible residents are encouraged to attend this helpful and informative event. And as it relates to our social services department, we also have a food pantry that is always engaging with the community, always handing out items for those who are in need or who are in need of new items. The social services department was soon to transition to a new and improved system for managing food pantry registrations. This updated system is designated to better organize client information and enhance the overall service delivery, resulting in a more efficient and positive experience for all. It's just a great service that we offer in Hillsborough in collaboration with many different groups. And for those of you that want to donate, please check the website as well, because what we think people may need may not be what the social services department recognizes they need, so they put it actually on the website. So please follow that as well, too. That will really help. Now, tax assessor. This is the time of year when the tax assessor's office conducts farmland inspections. We kindly ask property owners to comply with requests for access. According to New Jersey Division of Taxation, all farmland properties must be inspected at least once every 3 years. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact the assessor's office at 908-369-8077. And two more sections, but this last one related to the tax collector. Estimated third quarter tax bills will be mailed during the week of July 14th. Payment is due July 1st with a 10-day grace period ending on July 11th. Now, last, we're going to end up with the Hillsborough Township Schools. Now, just a reminder to the audience and of those watching, the Hillsborough Township Committee does not have control over the Hillsborough Township Board of Education or the budget, but I am one of the liaisons to the school board, so we're going to read off a couple of interesting things that are going on with the schools. So, new chatbot. Hillsborough Township Public Schools is proud to introduce a new way to connect with our school community. Their brand new website chatbot, which is pretty cool. The AI chatbot is designed to provide informational support and answer your questions instantly. Look for the chat icon on the bottom right corner of our website and give it a try today. Actually, it's pretty informative. Hillsborough Happenings, Hillsborough Schools weekly newsletter. Like, we have a weekly newsletter as well here, too. Even if your children aren't in the school, I think it's important that you know what's going on in the town, because 65% of your taxes go to the school board, so it's important to know what's happening there. So sign up for both newsletters. Hillsborough Schools weekly newsletter, Hillsborough Happenings, is a great way to connect with all things Hillsborough. To subscribe, please go to the Hillsborough Schools website and click the link at the bottom of the left corner. And before I close this out, I just want to recognize a couple of really great things that happened, because it's the summertime now, and the children did a really nice job ending the year with some of their sports. Congratulations, and some of the other activities. Congratulations to Hillsborough Girls Track and Field. They're the sectional champions, Central Groups 1 and 4 medal winners. Fantastic job. Congratulations there. Now we also have Alex Susan, who's the number 1 ranked freshman in New Jersey for volleyball, which is absolutely incredible. So we have some terrific athletes in here. Hillsborough, the Hillsborough High School student Jess McLeavy breaks the girls lacrosse school record with over 200 saves. Just to give you one more item, Hillsborough High School treble and mixed choir and the New Jersey American Choral Directors had an association festival not too long ago. And for those of you that were a part of our Memorial Day parade, they did a phenomenal job of not only singing in front of the crowd after the parade, but beforehand. They sang all the different hymns from the Army, the Marines, the Air Force, and all the others as well, too. They're absolutely tremendous. So I am going to stop. My mouth needs to stop. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, Committeeman. Committeewoman Hand.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Good evening. Happy Pride Month. Welcome. And it's air conditioned in here, so I think we're all just happy to be in air conditioned. So a couple more things to add to the committeeman's updates. So congrats to the Hillsborough High School swimmer, Tommy Marquetta. He won the 100 fly in the Special Olympics. Excited for him and his family and the whole team, as well as the high school baseball team. They had their 6th straight Central New Jersey Group 4 baseball crown. So very excited for them as well. And a shout out to all the grads. I know the mayor talked about project graduation. I have a senior graduating. I will be an empty nester apparently come August. So just wanting to say congrats to all the seniors out there, and the school and the parents do a terrific job with project graduation. If you have an opportunity to contribute, please do. It's incredible, and it's to keep our children off the streets the night of graduation so that there are no, drunk driving accidents, that sort of thing. So it is an event held at Iron Peak. They lock them in until 2 in the morning, and it's a fantastic event. So well done. All right, Hillsborough Library. So very exciting. The Hillsborough Library staff won the New Jersey LA annual conference. It's the New Jersey Library Association County Section Great Solutions Award for the Hillsborough Space Reorganization. If you've not been in the library recently, go in there. It looks fabulous. A couple updates on that. So Kathy DeBerry, who's the branch manager, won the NJLA County Section Award for Staff Member of the Year. So congrats to her. And then the Farmers Market Playhouse. So like when you go in the library, on the right hand along the back wall, the Market Playhouse was secured with a generous donation from the Friends of the Library. It was delivered in May, and it is a wonderful addition to the children's play area. Also, the Somerset County Board of Agriculture has made a generous donation to the branch with the help of Debbie Norrs of Norrs Farm, so that the staff could outfit the Farmer Market Playhouse with the appropriate farm toys. And again, little known fact, I know we're the Hillsborough High School Raiders. We were almost the Hillsborough Farmers. So that could have happened. Hence all the farming, we're paying homage over there. So upcoming events over there, there's a bubble show. I'm assuming that's regular bubbles, but I don't know. Bubble show on July 29th and a whale exhibit on August 5th. So very exciting. Wildlife applications, so moving along to wildlife, the clerk's office is now accepting applications for wildlife management. Applications due July 23rd, and a lottery will be held on July 25th. And then last but not least, Hillsborough Fire District. So we're getting to the obviously very warm weather, July 4th holidays, and the Hillsborough Fire District would just like to remind everyone how to stay safe during fireworks season. Please only use fireworks that are legal in your state. Keep a bucket of water close by when shooting off fireworks. Keep a safe distance, and after lighting the fuse, step away. I know that sounds like common sense. There are horrible accidents. There was actually a very bad accident in the town next to us. So please step away, keep a safe distance, and if they don't light properly, do not attempt to relight it. Just douse it with water. Don't attempt to relight it. Don't check on it. Just douse it with water, please. And only use fireworks outdoors and keep fireworks away from children. Please stay safe. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Committeewoman. Committeeman Lapani.
Okay, so there's only three of us, so it gets much
You got
longer
extra-
but shorter,
yeah.
less people. Sorry about the long-winded things. But all right, just a few here. We'll get through it, and we'll get to the fun stuff, which is next. Obviously, summer's here. It's the peak of construction season. Inspections are an important part of the inspection process. Permits will remain open until all final inspections have passed, so it's important to remember, especially when you're selling your home, to close all permits. So it's up to you to remember that. Otherwise, when they do the title search, they'll see the fact that there are open permits, and that'll just slow things down. Obviously, the summertime, the engineering department is, under doing some projects. We're doing a sidewalk repair that we always do on Norton Road between New Amwell Road and Amwell Road. It's a high pedestrian area used, which leads to the high school, and replacing many uneven areas will help improve pedestrian safety. And I think they're almost done with it, if I saw something recently. An update for some people over on the area of Green Hills. If you remember, when Ida hit, this was the area north of town over by Duke's that was very severely flooded back when I was mayor, that we're still working on to remediate. But this is kind of the things that we've done along the way the last few years, just to update people in that area and also the town of Hillsborough. The ditch along Johansson Avenue was cleaned of leaves, branches, and other debris. A contract with a landscape contractor was bid. Regrading, reprofiling the ditch cannot be completed other than that because of the wetlands permit is required. The grate at the pipe inlet was cleared of debris so the uphill runoff can discharge into the pipe system along Johansson Avenue. DPW is clearing this grate monthly. The detention basins at the Courtyard Office Complex and Stellar Academy School, which is right behind these people, have been cleaned, inspected, and are functioning. The detention basin at the rear of Harvard Way, which was damaged by Hurricane Ida, is being reconstructed. NJDEP permit finally was issued to us after 2 years of pulling teeth. Unfortunately, because of the restrictions by Fish and Game, we cannot start till after October due to bat habitat restrictions. So that will start right after the end of September. A stormwater study of the development was conducted by Pannoni Engineering, and some stormwater improvements can be explored to reduce runoff. These improvements are costly, and grants are being explored on a day-to-day, year-to-year basis. The detention basin in Harvard Way needs to be repaired in October before any further improvements, for the reason that you can't repair something along the road if the main thing that failed is not fixed yet. So once that's done, we can have a better assessment of what needs to be done next. We did send letters to all the homeowners along Johansson Avenue to please maintain the ditch, because it is actually on their property, and not to dump debris, leaves, and sticks in the back, which we had to clean out, and bicycles and other things that we had to take out. And we've continued our discussions and to work with FEMA, NJDEP, Blue Acres, which we're looking to buy out homes that were in the floodplain and substantially damaged, and also along Dukes Parkway East and Kimberly Road. And I'm happy to announce, just got the email today, I don't know if everybody's seen it yet, but they are closing on the first house at the end of June, finally, that was assessed and bought out by Blue Acres. So government moves slowly, but we finally got there. So I'm happy to see that. So more hopefully to come shortly after that. From our planning and zoning, yard sales are an environmentally friendly and sustainable practice. The reuse of goods and materials save those items from being in a landfill. As the weather improves, yard sale season will soon be here, and Planning and Zoning Department would like to inform that residents who are looking to host a yard sale to please adhere to the following policy. While no zoning permit is required, please do not put up any signs more than 48 hours before your sale, or leave signs up any longer than 48 hours after. Do not put any signs in the public right-of-ways or in sight triangles that are taller than 24 inches, and do not attach any signs to utility poles, lights, or traffic poles. Thank you for going green and helping one person's trash become another person's treasure. Obviously, we talked about summertime and our construction. The DPW crews, please keep an eye out and be vigilant for our crews out there working on various repairs in advance of the upcoming road preservation and paving programs. Everyone's safety is our primary concern while these jobs are taking place. We ask everyone to please pay extra attention and drive carefully through the work zones. There are still spots available for the 2025 Township Cleanup Drop-Off Program. If you still need to get rid of household items or your yard brush, please visit the Township website to get more information on how to sign up. And this past week, on June 6th, our police department, as usual, proudly ran with the 42nd Annual New Jersey Law Enforcement Torch Run, where dedicated officers known as the Guardians of the Flame proudly kept the flame of hope burning throughout the Garden State. This was for the Special Olympics. Sergeant Peltak, Corporal Gorka, Officers Gerba, Lawrence, Edmonds, Botequin, and Raquel carried the torch through Hillsborough. Good thing it wasn't today or yesterday. They may not have made it. Thousands of officers across New Jersey carried the torch, passing it off to each other and continuing through the state to raise awareness for the Special Olympics in New Jersey. This run leads to the Special Olympics New Jersey Summer Games, which were held at the College of New Jersey on June 7th and 8th. Following the torch run, Hills police officers had the pleasure of recognizing the amazing athletes at the New Jersey Special Olympics. And I understand that it was one of the largest attended Special Olympics this year because I believe they did qualifications for nationals this year. So, and there's quite a few, as Committee One Hand said, some local people did very well and took home some medals. So congrats to that. This is kind of the duh moment, but please don't leave your pets in hot cars and unattended, especially during hot days and extreme heat. Even if it's for a few minutes to run into something, at least try and have someone in there or leave your air conditioning or whatever going on. I know that some of the Teslas have a pet mode, which allow the car to stay running while your pet's in there, so kudos to Tesla on that one. But if you come across a pet in a stuck hot car, please call the police. If you can't, immediately summon the owner, because it doesn't take long for if you've been in a hot car in the last couple of weeks, it's been pretty stifling. And with ice cream as a normal thing to cool off, the Hillsborough Police Department invites Hillsborough residents to come out to connect with them at the Ice House, which is right over here, on July 9th from 6 to 9 p.m. In addition to meeting local police, the first 100 children will get a free cone. So I'll say that again. That's July 9th at 6 to 9 at the Ice House. And the last thing, our police are continuing the National Night Out. It'll be the third one. Last year we kind of got rained out a little bit, but on August 5th from 5:38 at Mountain View Park, the community policing is this is a community policing event and is a finest and great opportunity to get to spend time with local law enforcement, plus a lot of firemen show up in trucks and EMS and anything having to do with public safety, plus a lot of people come and show off what has to do with like the township and other vendors that have to do with public safety are there as well. National Night is a national initiative that involves municipalities from all across the United States and Canada participating. It's a free to open all residents, and attendees will witness live displays by police and EMS, including K9, motorcycle, and fire company demonstrations, plus a dunk tank and a fan favorite kickball with the cops. I think the cops never have a chance. They always get crushed. See the press release and e-news for more information. And that's all I got, Mayor.
All right, thank you, Committeeman. Couple more announcements. I did mention Route 206, so give an update on that. The Doctor's Way to Valley Road project, which is Phase 2, is taking baby steps with work at the Valley Road Bridge and Jug Handle. Plus, there's secondary utility relocation ongoing. Sometimes it's at night, so you don't always see it. But again, they're taking baby steps, and as I've set expectations, that project is scheduled to finish in the fall, the end of 2026. So we're going to have this summer and the next summer to deal with different phases of work. So when we met with the DOT team in May, we were told that the intersection of Falcon, Triangle Road, and 206 will be shut down for a weekend, sometime in July or August. So the detours will be planned, and this will be coordinated with the Hillsborough Police Department's Traffic Bureau, and we will communicate it out to everybody as much as possible. I mean, it's obviously a significant intersection. I don't think 206 they may have a bypass on that. But we'll see what their plans are, and we will warn everybody accordingly. So kind of related to that project, that phase, the township has submitted a local aid grant request to pave Farm Road from 206 to Triangle Road. And if we're awarded that grant, it will likely be, that work will be done in 2026. And note that a lot of comments from the public relating to Farm Road, they call it Pothole Road or whatever, really deal with the transition from 206 to Farm Road, which is in the state's easement. So, you know, we continue to pass these along to the DOT in hopes that they will patch or smooth these over at sometime soon. It can become dangerous, so we relay those complaints to the DOT. We also had some ask the mayor for Phase 3. So Phase 3 is called Valley Road to Brown Ave, which is basically the railroad track, the bridge. And that won't start until Phase 2 is done. So you start doing the math, that's 2026. DOT has funding agreements for 2027 to 2030. So the 206 is going to be under construction at that bridge. They've got plans. They know what they want to do. They're dealing with Norfolk Southern, which is not easy to deal with. They want certain things done a certain way, and it's increased the cost. It's taken more time. So they're going to detour the railroad tracks so they can remove the bridge. It's a very complicated process. Can you only imagine technically what it's going to take. So the bridge, which, by the way, is one of the paintings down here, I just realized that. I would have said something inside, is Phase 3, and we're talking 2030. So just setting expectations, folks. While we're talking about paving, we had some residents also inquire about what to do on an unpaved road, Montgomery Road, and since the last meeting, we explored some options. Full paving was around 1.5 million, is that right? 1.5 million, while chip sealing the road, which is more like it's a different type of flex preservation process, was approximately 90 to 100,000. So engineering and DPW departments will continue to maintain the gravel road as is, and we'll consider this option in our 2026 budget and paving plan. So just wanted to bring that news to some of the Ask the Mayor, and also in response to what was stated at the last meeting. And it's actually been several years that this has been an issue, so we think we have a solution for that. So that's all the road paving that I have for now. Onto another topic, pickleball courts. On June 12th, the township proudly cut the ribbon on 4 new pickleball courts at Harold Doherty Memorial Park. I think we initially bought 3, or planned on 3. We ended up getting 4 because the surface was big enough. Pickleball's been gaining in popularity, and not only in Hillsborough, but throughout the country. In fact, pickleball is one of the fastest growing sports in the U.S. Hillsborough residents have been asking for more pickleball and opportunities to play, and nothing makes us happier than giving the residents what they want. So there'll be a press release in tomorrow's e-news for more information, and I know some residents have already used it. So it's something people have been asking for, and we're very happy. It's taken a little while, but we got it done. So 250th Anniversary Committee. Hillsborough Township is planning commemorative activities for America's 250th anniversary. The newly formed 250th Anniversary Committee is planning several interactive displays and events to be announced at later dates, and we're especially excited to partner with Revolution New Jersey as an official Revolution New Jersey community. In addition, we'll be sharing information and planning activities to engage residents and get them excited about Hillsborough's rich history. The township is also hoping that local businesses will get involved and share their history throughout the next year. See more information again in tomorrow's e-news. We just met a new resident tonight. He's in the front row, and he asked, how do I find out about Hillsborough's history? Well, one, we have a book, but actually my first response was, you got to talk to Greg Gillette, who's on the front row right here. So I didn't know if he was coming tonight, but there he is. Talk to that man. He's the walking encyclopedia. So I think that was serendipity, I guess. But I know we also have a book.
Like him on Facebook.
It might be, yeah, like him up. That's what I said. Look him up on Facebook. You get all the answers. Yeah. Family Fun Day. The annual Hillsborough Family Fun Day and fireworks will be held this coming Saturday, June 28th. The Independence Day celebration will feature inflatable amusements for children, a food tent, carnival games, and promotional information from local organizations. Live music will be provided again by Gypsy, a true Stevie Nicks experience. Leading up to the main event, the annual fireworks extravaganza. As always, there's no visitor parking at the event, but shuttle buses will begin transporting people to from Aughton Road, to Aughton Road at 5 o'clock. So see tomorrow's press release for more information and details on how to catch shuttle. Last item is the Mayor's Wellness and Family Yoga Sundays. I'm happy to share that our 2025 Summer Yoga Series is underway. As part of the Mayor's Wellness Program, we're offering free monthly yoga classes designed to help residents relax, recharge, and focus on well-being. First session was held last Sunday, and everyone enjoyed the experience. The next classes will be held on July 13th, August 17th, and September 21st. So we'll see what kind of pretzels I can get twisted into. I may be busy on those days. We'll see. So that's all my reports. Stay connected. As always, you can stay connected with all events via the Wednesday Mayor's E-News and Thursday's Experience Hillsborough Bulletin. Be sure to follow and like the official Hillsborough Township Facebook page, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. Tune into Hillsborough YouTube channel and sign up for Hillsborough Alerts for traffic and emergency notifications. So we have 4 proclamations tonight that we'll get started with, and then 2 presentations immediately following. And so I'll come down to the floor for that. And the first is Edward Burton.
That wasn't him.
Skip?
Good eye.
You want to be recognized.
All right, then, we'll move to Tim Johnson. All right. So this is Tim Johnson from the Historic Preservation Commission. He's actually retiring from the commission. Come on up. Yeah, you are. Well, that's what I'm told. That's what I'm told.
I was agreeing.
Okay. Tim Johnson has served for 22 years with the Hillsborough Township Historic Preservation Commission from 2003 to 2025, serving as vice chairman in 2005, 2006, 2015, and 16. As an A member, he provided technical service to the committee and residents looking for guidance on projects. He spearheaded 2 projects, the Gabriel House and JK Design, which won county awards. Tim has been a Hillsborough resident for 28 years, worked in the financial industry, attained postgraduate certification in historic preservation from Drew University, and then began his own historic restoration company. He's been a member of the Sauerland Conservancy since 2007, serving 2 terms on the board of directors, and since joining has been one of the producers of the Sauerland Mountain Festival. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that we, the Mayor and Township Committee, do hereby extend our congratulations on retirement to Tim Johnson and thank him for his many years of service to Hillsborough. Congratulations. Would you like to say anything?
Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate the acknowledgement. I was expecting one of those oversized checks, however. Is that coming? Is that coming? No, but thank you very much. And as the gentlemen up here have said, there is a rich history here, and part of it is the architectural history. So we should pay attention to that.
Great. Thank you.
Just we'll move the mic to him.
You gotta teach us something if you do it.
And by the way, if you're a history buff, the historic preservation meetings, I'm the liaison, they are open to the public and they are fascinating. I learn every month from these gentlemen, so if you're a history buff, come join us.
All right, Mr. McRae.
Okay, Mayor.
Thanks, Bob. Oh, glasses. I don't have it memorized. All right, Bob McRae for Outstanding Commissioner Award. Bob McRae has served for over 23 years with the Township of Hillsborough's Municipal Utilities Authority, the MUA, and has been awarded the 2025 NJAEA WAVE Award for Outstanding Commissioner. He's also a dedicated servant as a commissioner of the Somerset Raritan Valley Sewerage Authority from 2005 through 2013, and previously served as the administrator for the Reddington Lebanon Sewage Authority from 1983 through 2015. Bob proudly served in the U.S. Navy in Italy and finished his term as a naval submarine base in Connecticut. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that we, the Mayor and Township Committee, do hereby extend our congratulations to Bob McRae and thank him for his many years of service to Hillsborough and the United States. Say some words?
I'd just like to thank the mayor and the committee and my fan club here, and special thanks to Pam Bork.
Congratulations.
Family? Family! Girls, come on up here. All girls. Oh, we got one. It's my sister, Ellen. That's all right, you don't have to be.
Ladies?
Look better. Oh, yeah. All right, we're. Okay, thank you. Thank you, John.
All right, is Sidhu Nagarajan here? There he is. Come on. This is for the National Geography B Championship. Whew. Congratulations. Come on up. Hillsborough High School freshman, well done. Sidhu Nagarajan won the National Geography B Championship Junior Varsity Division for 2025. Sidhu also won the National Geography B Championship Junior Varsity Division for 2024 and the International Geography B Championship Middle School Division for 2024 held in Vienna, Austria. Well done. He's also a member of the varsity debate team for the Model UN and Model Congress, and as a member of the academic team and the chess club. I was just watching some of the Queen's Gambit today. Sidhu also volunteers with the North-South Foundation. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that we, the Mayor and Hillsborough Township Committee, do hereby extend our congratulations to Sidhu Nagarajan for winning the National Geography B Championship, Junior Varsity Division 2025, and we wish him well in all his future endeavors. So, congratulations.
Mayor, can we know what his word was, his final word, and how to spell? Oh, geography. Oh, okay. So what was the last question?
Oh, it was like some question about shoot, I forgot.
Good for you, man. That's awesome. He just won.
Debate club. Got anything you want to debate? Or?
Not really.
Okay. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
I don't remember that last word. What was it word? Anybody else? Stay here for a picture.
Oh, okay.
All right. Robotics Team 75. I know who you guys are. Well, don't all come up at once.
All the people in the red shirts and black shirts.
Hello. So somebody's going to step up and accept the certificate. There you go. Sure. Any way you want. We'll figure it out. All right, we'll arrange them better when it's picture time. But for now, the 2024-2025 Hillsborough High School Team 75 Robo Raiders won the Gracious Professionalism Award at the World's Championship in Houston, Texas. Congratulations. Team 75 Robo Raiders also won first place in the Autonomous Award at Montgomery, first place and first Impact Award at the Seneca District event, and the Sustainability Award at the Lehigh District Champion event. The 2024-2025 high school Team 75 Robo Raiders consists of the following students and mentors. I forgot about this part. Start with you.
Oh, hello. My name is Vicky Akoda, and I'm the president of Team 75.
Jen Hoffman, mentor.
Alan Jacob, Outreach VP.
I'm Nirav Banerjee, the Sustainability Committee Chair.
Omobaria.
I'm Simon Mizraki.
Arpita Parthi, Finance.
Durga Mahesh, Business VP.
Thurv Gupta, Mechanical.
Jishnu Mukherjee, Strategy.
Carmen Rath, Strategy. Monil Mehta, Strategy.
Ethan Lipkowski, Programming.
Dan Tuttle, Mentor.
Jennifer Tuller, Assistant Faculty Advisor.
Debbie Boye, mentor.
John Askew, Faculty Advisor.
Dave Blackburn, Mentor.
Great. Thank you. As you can hear, a lot of these students are leaders of different divisions, and I always likened the Robo Raiders team to a business because that's how they've structured it. So it's really preparing them for the future in the business world. Like it or not, right? But it's really an interesting dynamic with the different departments and what they do. So, been a fan for a long time, and happy to see them up here. So now, therefore, be it proclaimed that we, the Mayor and Hillsborough Township Committee, do hereby commend the 2024-2025 Hillsborough High School Team 75 Robo Raiders, coaches and parents, not only for their successful season, but for their hard work, dedication, and commitment to the team, and to those principles of good sportsmanship, teamwork, and academic achievement which the organization endorses. So congratulations. You take a picture, right? All right, photo time.
Picture for me.
Yeah, is there a form?
First row.
There's got to be some height or we're on the side. You can't hide back there.
John Stewart.
These are certificates for everybody. So,
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, good. Good to hear. See you. Okay. Next up, we have certificates of creative excellence to be presented to some of our young township artists. I met 3 of them tonight in our mayor's office prior to this. So each year, the Hillsborough High School District hosts a district-wide arts gala and wonderful works of art from our young residents that fill the walls of the municipal complex. A few pieces of art are now showcased here in some of our municipal offices. I've selected a few mayor's picks that now hang in my office, and this evening we're recognizing our mayor's picks. Alicia Arunacharlam, come on up. Madison Campbell. And Emma Moffett, along with their teachers, Heather Bartholomew and Thomas Luke. So, come on up. All right. You got her up here. She's coming out a little bit, right? She's a little shy in the office. If the students would like, could you hold your pictures? And I'll say a word or about just, right? Here, Amelia, hold that up. Thank you. And I told some stories about the photos. The one individual who's not here, it's Emma Moffett, painted butterflies. That one has meaning because when my father-in-law passed away a couple of years ago, butterflies were a sign. And so there were several pictures with butterflies. This is the one I selected. The otter, somebody in my family has a nickname, Otter. And it was between the otter and the sea turtle, and I picked the otter. So, plus it was a different color. We have the landscape here. My daughter went to Arizona. I frequent Utah a lot, so this was appropriate. And the girl who senior graduated happens to be going to Southwest Utah University, so there's some serendipity here. And she didn't know it, but I'm an engineer, and we talked about bridges tonight, and she painted a bridge. So I picked bridges, buttes, butterflies, and an otter. So it's I think adds color to that room, and I'm very happy that I picked these, and it seems to tie everything together. So I told the students I wouldn't make them talk, but if the teachers want to say something, no, neither. Okay, now we know where we get it from. So these are the ones we selected that are in my office. I know there's some more around in the various departments. All the departments got to pick one, so it's a great event. So I'm really happy that I got to meet these young ladies, and I hope that they continue, through the art community here in Hillsborough. I know that they're familiar with the art gallery that does the portraits. Students paint those, so it's a great start, and congratulations, everybody. Let's give them a round of applause. So we have Madison. Here's your certificate. I know your hands are full, but so I have a certificate for Madison, Amelia Dunphy, this young lady right here, and Alicia. So you can take your certificates after we take some photos, because we got to see more of your pictures, okay? So smile for the camera again.
Take the picture.
All right, we have the one last presentation of certificates for the Lewis Bay II Future Municipal Leaders Scholarship Competition. So who do we have? We have Louisa Chua and Stephanie Alvarez Piso. Oh, I guess they're not here, but I'll read it anyway to let everybody know what it was. The Lewis Bay II Future Municipal Leaders Scholarship Competition Award. It awards scholarships to graduating high school seniors from the New Jersey League of Municipalities. Purpose of this scholarship seeks to advance the virtues of elected and volunteer positions in municipal government while raising awareness of municipal government in general. The scholarship competition is named in honor of Louis Bay II, Mayor Emeritus of Hawthorne. This year's statewide competition centered on the theme, What I Like About My Hometown, and several high school seniors applied for the scholarship. I understand that they're not here tonight, so anyway, we wanted to recognize those who did apply. I don't know if the decision has been made about the ultimate winner. All right, so I don't think any of them won the big prize, but they get a certificate of recognition for actually writing a nice essay and providing that application. So it was nice to read those, why they like Hillsborough, and those nice things about the town. So congratulations to them. So that concludes our proclamations and presentations. We're going to take a quick break. So if anybody wants to scoot out, we'll take a brief pause. Did, you good? Okay.
Lieutenant, close the door. We close the door in the back.
Welcome back. We'd like to get started. Yeah. Okay, welcome back. Moving on, we're going to first, there you go. Good. Good news. Moving on. The first order of business tonight is the consent agenda, items 1 through 37. Reminder, we're going to hear all comments from the dais and from the floor first on all the items. After that, if any committee member would like to take any item from the consent agenda separately for voting purposes, I'll give you the opportunity to do so. There's no need to take each item separately for the purpose of commenting or questioning. So do we have comments from the dais on the consent agenda? We have one edit to consent agenda 9, the name of the resolution of hiring Janet Martin to the position of part-time alternate crossing guard for the police department should be hiring of Joanne Martin. So we corrected that name. Thank you, Committee on Hand. So that's for filling a vacancy. So it's been revised already to Joanne Martin. Do we have any other comments from the dais on the consent agenda?
Oh, Anthony, you first.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Committeewoman Hand. I guess I should put my glasses back on. I can see. So I just wanted to really welcome the 6 interns. Hillsborough Township has an outstanding internship program here. Thank our HR director as well, Harriet Fenster-Good, for kind of leading that project with our internships. We have them throughout the year, whether it's with the high school or a local college and university. So we appreciate working with the state and Greater Raritan One Stop as well for assisting that. Also, our summer seasonal employees through recreation back at the camps, and also through Clean Communities, our DPW as well. For our full-time employee, welcoming Dan Lenzo to his 3-year term for OEM. Very fortunate to have someone locally to handle that position, with more than 26 years of experience in law enforcement, 12 years Director of Safety and Security Operations. Dan could not be here this evening because he's attending a security and police conference in Atlantic City. But we're thrilled to have him. Most of you have seen, I believe, his resume. It speaks for itself. So again, want to welcome Dan aboard and also thank John Sheridan for his many years as our OEM director here in Hillsborough Township. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry, and also which you guys will probably mention on the police commission, but just for our officers who have permanent status as well in the PD. Thank you.
Personnel things. Thank you. Committeewoman Hand, you had something?
I did. So this was so I had a question on number 3, and I know Committeeman Lapani had referred to Blue Acres. Just a couple, 3 questions on that one. Do we know, because obviously the township is taking on, responsibility for these properties. Do we know the average time to vacate the properties? And I'm just asking average time to vacate and then to demo, because until then I know we have some significant responsibility for protecting these properties, boarding them up, et cetera. And then the last question is, how many properties are up for, discussion, just so we can understand?
Sure.
I can give my 2 cents, but obviously Mr. Willard can answer some of the other questions. So The vacate, once the closing is done, they have basically, I believe, a need to leave. So they didn't close, they wouldn't make them leave until they're ready to leave. That was once they had the agreement to accept the bid, till they found a place to move to. So once the closing happens, I believe they need to get out within a reasonable period of time. I don't necessarily know the exact time. Then the house is then secured, and from my understanding, they plan on taking the home down within months and clearing it out to a field, so to speak, of just grass. I don't know if Mr. Willard can add anything.
As maybe some of you know, who were on that email chain, it was a kind of a take it or leave it offer from the state. It was essentially, this is our memorandum of understanding. We are providing funds for the buyout of these flood-prone properties, and you, the municipality, we will come in. You know, the state's basically saying, we the state, we're going to buy the property. It's our funds. We will demo the property, but once we buy the property and we demo it, you're responsible for maintaining it. We the state are still going to own it, but you're responsible for everything. If there's a sidewalk that needs to be shoveled, you're responsible for it. If there's grass that needs to be mowed and you want it mowed, you're responsible, but you're responsible for everything regarding the property. We'll maintain it. We'll own it, but you're responsible for the property. So it was basically a take or leave offer, and if you didn't take it, then the residents wouldn't be part of the program. Yep.
Understood all that, but just my three questions were, what is the average time to vacate? There must have been something in, like, once you accept the offer, 30, 60, 90, like, what was the time period to vacate?
Oh, I don't know if there's a set time period. They'll work that out with the seller, right? That's between the state and the seller. Whenever the seller finds a new place to live, I'm sure the state doesn't mind. I'm sure the state is very flexible in when they'll close title. Because obviously for them, nobody's going to occupy the property. They're not looking to move in. So the state will be very flexible with the seller of the property of when they're going to get out. But once they get out, they'll close title. And at that point in time, the property should be demolished within 90 days.
Okay, demolished 90 days, great. And then how many properties are we talking?
I think there's 11 that have applied. And
Okay.
I believe there's 2 or 3 more that are in the final stages of.
I understand, I think one they've already closed title on, and number 2, they're closing title on June 30th.
Yeah, the one I was talking about, yeah.
All right, so, excellent, thank you. Anyone else have questions on that one?
Well, I just was, to what Bill had said, that we really had no choice. We tried to make some edits to the contract, and the state was like, nope, this is it. This is what you get. Accept it or leave it. You know, it took us 3 years to get here. So I was just happy we finally got to this point.
Yeah, quite frankly, I didn't understand why the state wouldn't just turn over title to the property with restrictions on it to the municipality. But they indicated that there's certain federal funding requirements, and that wasn't a part of their plan. But I felt like, since I know they were doing everything, they were putting up the money, but I felt like once they were, if they wanted us to be responsible for all the liability and the maintenance of it, why not just turn it over to us? But that was not in the cards.
All right, anything else on 3?
Nope.
All right, what was the next one?
19, I had a question. So with 19, what was the location? So obviously they're getting the gates to put out one of the properties. I think there was something in the backup, but it wasn't available to the public. I just didn't know if the location. So it was 2 of these gates.
Are you talking about the gates for the Lowe's
Yep,
area?
and that part wasn't in the public. So, okay, so these are for Lowe's, and this is because people are destroying that field,
Yeah,
and we
they're
are trying to
vandals.
prevent cars from driving. Okay, yep, protecting it, great. And then, if nobody else has questions, I'll keep going. I had on, sorry, the numbers changed. So on 21, so this was the renewal of the public input system. So this is around $19,000 that we're paying. And this is a system that we have utilized for the master plan updates, right? And it's been super helpful. So questions on that, because I read through and didn't see any restrictions. Are we able to use it for other things? So for that $19,000, are there limitations on how many times we could use it a year? Because I did not see that in there.
Yes and no. Yes, other parts of the township can use it. There's modules that can be built in. And that was the goal of getting it, was that we could do that. We could, like the Health Collaborative, they conducted their survey prior to us buying it, but they could re-up and use that software. You just have to build in another module.
Yeah, so we'd use it for the Health Collaborative.
You could.
We'd use it for the master plan, right? You could. All right.
Recreation.
Were
But we
using it-
didn't use it for the Health Collaborative. The Health
didn't.
Collaborative did their study before we had the software, but they can, and it has been used for anything that requires public input.
Yeah, so I would just think that this is a great opportunity, since we're already paying for it, that we utilize it in other ways so that the township is able to participate more and have your voices heard. I know we can get a lot of great metrics and analytics from it, but again, great opportunity. We could use it for the budget. We could use it for other large spends. I know we're going to talk today about a $17 million bond with lots of items. So I think that there's other areas where we could use it. So I'm excited to hear that we are not limited. Thank you. And then I didn't have any other questions. I would like to take, I know it changed numbers, and I would also like to take 31 separately off the consent agenda, please.
31. Yeah, the numbers did change. Which one? Let me look.
That's fair share housing.
Okay.
Housing element, fair share plan endorsement.
Yep, okay.
Mayor,
Oh, it's right here.
Yeah, I would just want to thank, as the old man on the dais, John Sheridan for his service to Hillsborough, not only as for the 20-plus years as an officer here, but the decade or so that he was our OEM. I had the opportunity to work for him during COVID, and there's no manual that teaches you that. He was tireless with helping us with COVID, then through Ida and other storms that we've had. So I wish him a very quiet retirement to wherever he wants to go, and wanted to just personally thank him, not only as a resident of Hillsborough, but able to work with him over the last 7 years. And also welcome all the new officers that are coming in to the department that are now full-time. We have a great batch of officers, very diverse, very energetic, what this town needs. And, the chief has done a great job, as will his staff, picking only the best applicants. There are plenty that they could have chosen but bypassed, and they're only taking what they feel will fit, not because they need an officer. They'd rather be without an officer than have the wrong officer. So thank you, Chief, and your staff for that.
Thank you. Any other comments from the dais? All right, comments from the floor. Right? Yes, specific to the consent agenda. Thank you.
I was told there would be a discussion about tar and chipping of Montgomery Road.
That would be at the end, after.
Well, no, we already commented on it.
No, public comment.
Oh, public comment.
Public comment. That's next.
That's after all this is done, there's a public comment that you can make your comment.
You asked.
We're here to
It's fine.
No, it was a different topic.
No other comments from the floor on the consent agenda. We already asked, so 31 will be taken separately. Would anyone, okay, 31. So may I have a motion and second to approve consent agenda items 1 through 37, excluding number 31?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Britting?
Yes.
Committeewoman Hand?
Yes.
Committeeman Lapani?
Yes. Yes.
Mayor Chigarelli?
Yes. All right. Number 31 was taken separately. So can I have a motion and a second to approve consent agenda item number 31?
I will make a motion with the caveat that obviously I said this at the planning board when we had this first, is that this is the dichotomy of a process that was thrust upon us in Hillsborough by the legislature to get a plan in place in weeks versus the last plan was allowed to take years. The amount of work and sweat that our attorney and our planner, Mr. Coyce, and our Jen Beam, our affordable housing planner, had to go through the reporting, and also our health department doing the windshield study to get this prepared by the dates that had to be done, which was unrealistic and unfair to everybody. But we did it, as in all the other municipalities in New Jersey had to. The fact that the number that was given to us of 565 was laughable, in my opinion, but with the work of our group, we significantly were able to show proof and the math to reduce it to the number that we feel it should be, which was 223. But remember, 223 affordable units means roughly 1,000 total units. So imagine if we had to do 565 units, what that number would be over 2,000. And all that has to be in a sewer service area. They don't care about the schools. We ever had everybody come here, what about the schools? What about the infrastructure? What about the traffic? What about, everything? They don't care. They are strictly looking at a number and a land analysis they feel you need to fill. So Counselor here said it would have been 2,825 total units would have been built if we had to do the 565 that was given to us by the state. So we cold hard came in at the mayor's direction to prove that that was unrealistic, and our attorneys and our staff was able to positively prove that. So I'm happy to say that we reduced it to half, less than half. Is it perfect? No, but this is the hand we're dealt, and we have 10 years to build this, where the last phase was 20 years. So this all has to be done in 10 years. So when you see someone from the state legislature and you want to start talking about affordable housing, I'd start with that. And I will make a motion to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Motion and a second. I don't know that there's need for any other comments, but the 10-year, that was, I made the note to talk about that, but you did. So, if we're down to 1,000 units for 10 years, that's 100 units a year average, different ways of looking at it. Yeah, we're gonna have to, this is the struggle we've had. It's a tough decision, but we had to make it, and we made the hard decision. Well, we had to make the decision. So, yeah, we didn't really have a choice, but looked at applications and made the decision on developments that we think can best solve this for our township. And then we'll see what happens over the next 10 years when the 5th round happens. So, so we have a motion and a second. Is there a roll call, please?
So, I'm sorry.
Comment?
I still had comments.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, anyone else?
Let the committee woman speak.
Yeah,
go
no,
on.
please. No. I insist.
You spoke up first, so it's all you.
I'm sorry.
You spoke up first, so it's all you.
All right, so couple questions. So I see we have our affordable housing attorney, Eric Bernstein, here. Thanks for joining, Eric. And then do we have our affordable housing planner, Jen Beam, here?
No,
Okay.
not tonight.
Okay, Jen not here. All right, so what I wanted to bring up, and you'll have to fill in some of the details. So what was available on a public website, it looked like was quite an admonishment of our town, talking about the mishandling, the misrepresentation, really they use the word recalcitrant manner in which the town handled this. So I would like some information here. So it is my understanding on June 5th that we received quite a scathing, what is this, an order to enter judgment from Judge Minnan. I'll read a couple. It's 9 pages.
If you're going to
all of
read it, committee woman, either read all of it or don't, because if you're going to pick and choose pieces of Judge Mennon's decision, which ostensibly is a rehash of former Judge Jacobson's comments, because frankly, while we did turn over all the materials that Fair Share Housing Center wanted to prove our number, Fair Share Housing didn't want to reduce our number anywhere near.
I'm sorry,
what.
I think I have the floor right now. So Mayor, can I continue, please?
Well, he was giving you advice.
Under the advice of counsel, to read the entire document so that we don't take things out of context.
Attorney Willard, am I able to share these comments?
You can share your comments, but remember, this is comments to the public. This is going to be part of further litigation. I don't know why you would want to compromise the township's.
It's a public document on a public website. I'm not providing any information, and I wasn't given this by the township. It was on a public website. I had to go find it. On the public website. Compounding the complications caused by Hillsborough's scant report was the fact that Hillsborough did not timely provide the missing and requested information in advance of the program-sponsored settlement conference on March 17, 2025. Without the necessary information, that settlement conference was doomed to fail. Doomed to fail.
I was
Written
in
by a
that
judge.
settlement conference, and that is a complete utter falsity.
Excuse me,
So
Mayor.
you can read it,
Hey,
but it's not.
Mayor.
I'm not the mayor, by the way. My name's
I
Sean.
wasn't referring to you as the mayor.
okay.
I was referring to the mayor to control the meeting.
You want to keep lying.
I am reading comments from a judge from a public website, and I am insulted and would like that redacted, please. I'm not lying. You guys are welcome to find this. Fair Share, Fair Share Housing, SC, also found it illogical for Hillsborough to accept the DCA's methodology for the calculation of prospective need for the entire region, while at the same time objecting with such magnitude, alleging an 85% error rate to DCA's statutorily consistent methodology for the individual Hillsborough calculation. I'll skip ahead. There's more comments. By any objective standard, Hillsborough frustrated the settlement process intended by the legislature as a way to quickly resolve disputes over housing obligations. Hillsborough undermined the mediation process by repeatedly failing to provide important information to the court, the program, and the challengers.
May I?
Let her finish.
I don't know, I thought she was.
Just again, like this, it just shows that we were late to class, didn't do all the homework, and had no excuse for it. I think it's embarrassing for the town. I think this was mishandled. And I would actually make a motion that we appoint new Fair Share Housing Council.
Well, what's procedurally when we have a motion that's already open on the floor?
Well, it's fine. There's a motion. There hasn't been a second. So
There has been a second.
We-
Well, we have a different motion open.
I'm sorry. She made a motion. There is no second.
Well,
Motion fails. We move on.
I will procedurally ask for a second. Hearing none, let's proceed with discussion of item 31. Ms. Bernstein?
It's always fun to be part of a grandstand. We provided to Fair Share Housing all of the documents that were necessary to support our initial request for a reduction in the number from 565 to 270. It was not provided immediately because my office did not recall receiving the request from Fair Share, and when it was asked for a second time, At the hearing, the initial settlement conference was provided within an hour after the conclusion of the conference. We spent hours, Ms. Beam, Mr. Coyce, Fair Share Housing representatives, et cetera, discussing the numbers. And while Fair Share understood what the numbers were in terms of the land analysis, the fact of the matter remains is that they have never been in favor of, and we're not during this entire process, not only with Hillsborough, but every other town they were involved in, reducing numbers from 565 to 270 or any number therein. We do not have the ability, at least during the numbers portion, to contest the regional obligation because part of it is established by the legislation and totally out of our control. For example, we are responsible in some measure for the various towns in Hunterdon County where the Highlands exist for their obligation that they will not be meeting under the Highlands buyout, nor are we able to address the fact that 4 towns in Middlesex County, which are also part of the region, Woodbridge, Perth Amboy, Carteret, and New Brunswick have no obligation in round 4, which then becomes partially part of ours. The biggest issue, the item that every municipality faced in this round relative to the numbers issue versus the plan, was addressing the fact that the only factor that was really at play was the land analysis based within a 30-day period to provide. We provided the backup. It was reviewed by our professionals with their professionals, and when the moment of truth came, we were not interested in reducing the number by 10 or 15 units. We were interested in the numbers that were realistic in accordance with the fact that there are insignificant places to build these units in question. The program decided, overwhelmed and over-decided, that they didn't agree. Judge Menon ostensibly accepted Judge Jacobson's decision, which we vehemently disagreed with, which we've appealed to the appellate division regarding, saying we're not the only town in this county that's done so. And the fact of the matter remains is that based on what was at issue, based on what was before us, based on what we've had to deal with, we have not only provided the accurate materials relative to the numbers, but we have also discussed in our plan, which the planning board approved, which will now be at issue relative to the other property owners who may have issues with these numbers, to deal with over the next 2 months. As to whether or not this governing body wishes to replace me with somebody else, I leave that up to the governing body, but frankly, I think this is more political than it is realistic in terms of the comments by Judge Menon in an overall context which was not accurate, not only by Judge Jacobson, but by the approval of that decision. So I leave that up to all of you.
So, Mayor, first of all, I will be voting for this, so this is, again, that's insulting. Has this been filed with the state? Mayor, has the plan that was adopted by the
No, that's what we're
planning
voting on
board?
tonight.
Okay, but again, I'm looking at the New Jersey statute annotated, and it talks about after adoption of the housing element and fair share plan and the proposal of drafts of the appropriate zoning and ordinances and resolutions, the municipality shall within 48 hours of adoption, or by June 30th, 2025, whichever is sooner, file the same. So if it was already adopted by the planning and zoning, are we at risk for builder's remedy because you have not filed the work? Because it's my understanding that all other towns have done so.
Actually, Committeewoman, just the opposite. Almost every other town has waited until the endorsement along with the plan to submit all items under the declaratory judgment action relative to not only the interpretation of the legislation, but the interpretation of Judge Grant's administrative order back in 2020, at the end of 24. And almost all the municipalities I'm aware of, if not all, are waiting until everything is done rather than doing it piecemeal.
That is not accurate.
Yes, it is. And we also have 48 hours after or June 30th of us adopting it, so we're well within compliance. And secondly, there was a court order that came down to basically tell Fair Share They do not have a seat at the table to discuss the number of houses or to try to litigate it, and went back to the original, I would call it, statute that was brought to us, because to be quite frank, because I was in the room along with the mayor when we were in the settlement conference looking for even with the mediator, and the judge asked both parties if there was a number we would settle upon, and to be frank, we offered a number that was slightly higher than 270, to whatever, and the fair share said nothing, just crickets. They did not offer a secondary number, any mediation number at all, so the judge just basically kicked the can down the road, said 565 is the number, set up to Judge Menon, which then left it to us to fight our own battle, which I would hope that you would think that you would prefer to have less homes built than more, but that's your personal opinion. But I think most of the people that we've talked to in this town think that the building has gotten crazy, and would like to see a little less building, whether it be affordable housing or any housing. So I feel that we did what we needed to do, both legally and structurally, and I'll leave it at that.
So I would reply that this has nothing to do with the amount of housing. Again, this is a difficult process that we are doing the best at. My issue is with the handling of this, the representation of the town, and the communication back to the full township committee. You know, we were told that things were being filed on time, that we had complete information, and then, you know, to read this document, it felt like being scolded in the principal's office. So I think it's embarrassing for the entire town, and I don't think it is helping the town get any favorability from the judge.
Which judge? Menon or who? Jacobs.
Jacobson. If you read it, I don't think either one are fans.
Well, she did have nice things to say about us attending. She was very pleased that I was there, and Committeeman Lapani, and was Coyce on the call? Yeah. So she was very pleased to have us there, showing our interest in the proceedings, in spite of what was written. Frankly, I was not surprised one bit about what was written. I fully expected it. You know, DCA was never going to admit that their numbers were not right or not applicable. The state cabal just did what it does. They backed one another up, weren't going to change the number. They admittedly said there's property, I don't know which one it was, 40 acres, that's not in, they said, yeah, that's right, it's not developable, but we're not going to change your number regardless. So it just, they kicked it down the road, and here we are at 223. So they're not wrong, but we were able to adjust it in the what was it, the land adjustment. We were able to take it down anyway. So it makes, yeah, vacant land analysis. So it is what it is. We you know, and who we're dealing with. So again, I was not surprised one bit about what came down. And who was their expert? The woman who was reviewing the numbers with what's her name? No.
Beth McManus.
McManus. So McManus's comment was, when she made the comment that she reviewed our data. So it contradicted what she said, and tell me if I'm out of school here, because we are talking about mediation. But that she looked at our data, and that when Dave provided it to her, which he had done prior, she was very impressed with what was given to her. So I don't understand the logic between all of these statements. So it was preordained. That's the way I took it. I sat through these negotiations. I've sat through various negotiations and not one bit surprised.
Again, it wasn't about the numbers. It is about the risk. It's about protecting our town and not putting the township at risk. These are, these are real laws with consequences. Sounds like we were playing fast and loose. Hopefully this works out. And again, unappreciated.
Well, we're well within the
I'm
bounds of
good.
laws, and there was no fast and loose ever for someone who wasn't in the room or in the meetings and reading from the outside. I really don't think you have a informed information to back up what you're saying. But let's be sure that we are, and attorney can back me up, we are fully in compliance, and it will be submitted within 48 hours of this vote, which is before the June 30th deadline.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Britting.
Before I vote yes, which I'm going to vote yes, I do want to say that I'm incredibly disappointed, not only in how the state handled this entire process, forcing towns to do this in the time frame in which we had to do it. I am happy that we were able to get the number down. That's more reasonable for Hillsborough Township residents, as this was mandated by the state of New Jersey. And I think the mayor and Committeeman Lapani also had stated earlier very well, so I'm not going to take that any further. I'm just glad that we were able to get the number down to where it's at versus where they had us up front. So yes again, yes.
Committeewoman Hand.
With reservations, yes.
Committeeman Lapani.
No reservation at all, 100% yes.
Mayor Ciccarelli.
Yes. All right.
I will point out to the committee as well as the public that once this is filed, there are 60 days to the end of August for people to comment and or object to the plan, and we will be going forward from thereafter. So this is another stop on the so-called train relative to this matter that's going to go on for the rest of the year.
All right. We have public hearings, at least one. So 2507, ordinance amending Chapter 143, Vehicles and Traffic, Article 12, Schedules, Section 143-38, Schedule 11, Stop Intersections of the Code of the Township of Hillsborough, Somerset County, New Jersey, to add the intersection of Montgomery Road and Wurtsville Road as stop intersections. May I have a motion and a second to open the public hearing for ordinance 2025-07?
So moved.
Seconded.
Roll call.
Committeeman Britting.
Just to open it.
Yes.
Committeewoman Hand.
Yes.
Committeeman Lapani.
Yep.
Mayor Ciccarelli.
Yes. Any comments from the dais on this ordinance? Seeing none. Any comments from the floor on this ordinance? Seeing none. May I have a motion and a second to close and adopt ordinance 2025-07?
So moved.
And a
Second.
Thank you. Sorry, too quick there, huh? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Britting.
Yes.
Committeewoman Hand.
Yes.
Committeeman Lapani.
Yes.
Mayor Ciccarelli.
Yes. Introduction of new ordinances. 2025-08, bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements in and by the Township of Hillsborough in the County of Somerset, New Jersey, appropriating $17 million, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $16,150,000 bonds or notes of the Township to finance part of the cost thereof. Further consideration and public hearing will be held on July 8th, 2025. So may I have a motion and a second to introduce this ordinance, 2025-08?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Britting.
I had a
Yes.
question on this before
Well,
we
just
vote.
introduction.
Just introduction.
Next meeting. Yes.
Committeewoman Hand.
Yes.
Committeeman Lapani.
Yes.
Mayor Ciccarelli.
Yes. Claims list. May I have a motion?
I know, but I still had questions that I want to put on record for the public hearing.
It's just an introduction, just,
Understood.
yeah.
but if we're going to have, so I'm going. For the public hearing, what I want to know for them.
I think this is officially a point of order, right? We're just opening it, and we've passed it, so.
I know, but I requested a question. I'd requested a question. It got blown right by. We said we were just introducing it. I acknowledge
the
that.
public hearing.
I'm not the chair of the mirror. I'm not the
It's
chair
not
of
the
the meeting.
public hearing.
I understand. Am I not able to ask a question on the introduction? Attorney Willard, are you able to ask a question upon introduction of a ordinance?
There's no rule either way. It would be the direction of the chair. I think you are a governing official, and I would let you have comment, but
Mayor, may I please ask a question?
Considering,
but not questions. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand.
not going to get
why-
an answer, so if you want to make a comment, go right ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. My comment would be that I believe as we've entered this public period where folks are able to look at and analyze $17 million that we are looking to bond that will be added to the 51 million debt that we have, that folks, we should put out some sort of information looking, first of all, more detail on all of the items. There's numerous items in here. It goes all the way to X in the alphabet. So I think more information should be given on each of the line items. Additionally, some sort of an estimation on what the 17 million will really cost the taxpayers. Because as we all know, you pay, if we bond for 17, we're going to pay a lot more than that. So what that estimation would be, best guess. And then the last comment would be around, so the backup, and then also the period of usefulness. So it was my understanding that for capital purchases, 10 years was kind of the litmus test for capital purchases. Many things on here have 5-year usefulness of life. So we're going to be paying for it long after that item is still useful and being used. So I think information on all of that should be provided to the public in this time period before they would be coming to make public comment. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Moving on to the claims list. May I have a motion and a second to approve claims list 2025-11?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments from the dais on the claims list? Seeing none, comments from the floor? Seeing none, may I have a roll call?
Committeeman Britting?
Yes.
Committeewoman Hand?
Yes.
Committeeman LaPagni?
Yes.
Mayor Tucciarelli?
Yes. We have no new business from up here, so public comments or matters not on the agenda. Ms. Bragg, please read the statement regarding public comment.
My papers are stuck. The Township Committee welcomes input from the public. Please state your name and address and spell your name for the record. You will be given 1 3-minute allotment for your comments. Please understand that this public forum is not structured as a question and answer session. Comments are to be addressed to the mayor. Again, please keep your comments to 3 minutes. Thank you.
Anybody want to step up? Public comments.
I was just giving them the heads up because they asked when, so.
Okay, I forget already. My name is Tira Reese, and I live over on, I used to live over on 705 Montgomery Road. So when I heard you talking about paving, not paving, chip sealing the dirt section of the road, I'm very excited about that because that is why I'm here, just to, I guess, put another plug in for making sure this makes it to the budget, because it sounds like it's going to be looking at 26. So do we have assurance that you are pushing this through as a budget item? Yes?
So I'll get Dr. Mayor talking about, essentially the reason it was pushed to next year is that we want to make sure that all the necessary road prep is done. Drainage, cut, road base is done. Because actually we couldn't find a company till we just found one that would do a chip seal on this road. So we were looking and we found a company that said they could do it. So 2026 is when we'll look and make sure that we can get the road prepped by our DPW and then be able to get the chip seal into the budget.
Fabulous. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, greatly appreciated. I have pictures here that I will share with
I've
you.
driven it.
We've driven it.
Oh my gosh. I was going to challenge you all to take a walk on that road at like noon. It's crazy. They do.
I've been here since 1974. I've been on that road every day for years, so I know it very well.
Yeah. Okay, so along those lines, one of my next big pushes, and I don't know if this goes along with the prepping of the road and the chip sealing, but something that could be done now is to put some more speed limit signs up. There is literally one, and it's hiding behind a bush before you get onto the dirt. There's also no warning as you go from the pavement into the dirt, and then immediately you get welcomed by potholes and washboard areas. So it's an accident waiting to happen, and it's a safety concern, I think, or a liability concern also for the township.
I see Ms. Brake's taking a note there, 100%. Hearing you loud and clear. Yep.
Thank you
You got
for
it.
your
You're
attention.
welcome.
Appreciate it.
Do you want to, does she want to come up, or do you want to hand her, we can take her the mic over to her?
I want to know what you do about the dust that is impossible to live with. And it's not your fault he died, but he had breathing issues, and my husband was walking outside and couldn't breathe and got back in the house. He didn't die right away, but it was shortly thereafter. The dust affects us greatly. It just rolls and burls along. I can't knock the road department. I think they try their best. Their hands are tied by their budget. So the road is dusty. You can't breathe. You can't be outside. So that's it. We've been there for 61 years. We love Hillsborough. We love where we are.
It's been a dirt road for 61 years.
I'm so glad you guys are going to put this on the budget, because if you look at these pictures, like I started documenting in like May because I was like, oh, this is really crazy. And then they treated the road, and some of the pictures are literally after it was treated that same day by 3 in the afternoon, dust cloud. It's terrible. Thank you.
They fixed it, but not to mention the fact that.
Will you please come up? No.
Sorry, we got you. No worries.
Got it.
Come up to the mic. No, but we want you at the mic, that's all.
So I'm April Lankrum, and I live on 715 Montgomery Road. I've been up there for about 22 years. It seems as though every time they redo the road, these big boulders keep on showing up, and there's nothing they can do about them other than pull them out. But the road by my house is wide, and when you get up to Ethel's house, on the hill and on the curve, it's narrow, but the ditches are deep, 2 to 3 feet. And if I have a truck that loves to go on that road about 30 miles an hour, coming down that road, and I'm coming up that road, I have nothing to do but get out of the way, and I'll go down into the ditch. Now, this has probably only been for about 2 years that the ditches are this deep. And the ditch that was formed right in front of Ethel's, the house and the mailbox, I went up there. I reached it. I walked up there. I reached it, and I couldn't get in there. And we have a result here of somebody falling down, sliding down, and hitting her arm. We have a redone shoulder, just recently. More than that, if I go in that ditch, I flip. And that corner that Tara was talking about, I've seen 2 cars go around the corner that hits the dirt road, and they slide. And when they slide, they go right over to the thing. They flip over the car, and it's upside down. I came around the corner, and the guy's getting out of the car, and I was like, what happened? He said, it was a wet, muddy road, and I tried to make the turn, and I just didn't make the turn, and the ditch is deep, and there's a stream that goes there. The stream that's going through that area now has changed when they built the ditch. So it's the design, when you're talking about we're going to Probably, I don't know if they need to talk to the people that have lived there for a long time, but I've watched the stream become like 4 feet deep, okay, not with water, but when there's a flood. But I watched the water go across the road, and I have pictures too, but the pipe that's going across from one road to the other that leaves my driveway and my house, and it goes on the other side, the water just goes over the pipe. It doesn't go into the pipe because the pipe hasn't been cleaned out. So when we had this huge flood, 4 hours I was outside trying to keep my driveway from not going away. So the engineers, when they come to look at the property, they probably ought to talk to us, because I follow the water that comes in and out. And why not, find out what the problems are with the way they're excavating it? Because it's gotten worse. It hasn't gotten better. And there's this pipe that's just exposed, and it's just not going around. And when it was 30 degrees out, I'm digging 4 inches. 4 inches changes a waterway. I was like, okay, well, just come up here and dig the 4 inches so that you can change the waterway or put a new pipe down. But, we're losing our driveways and all that on the side.
If the pipe is clogged, I mean, you don't have to notify the DPW now, but,
Oh, okay, so.
Call us up and,
Yeah.
if you know it's clogged,
I know.
we'll.
I'll go out there and fix it by the time you get there. But
Yeah.
if you're gonna have them come and do a tar and chip or whatever you put down on the have a
Yeah,
real
they'll-
good
yeah.
engineer come and know what they're doing.
They're coming out, I think what I said earlier was that we'll maintain the road and continue, responding to
Right.
these issues until, next year when we get the chip seal done.
Well, that's good. Just make it safe for now. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Any other comments from the public?
I'd like to tell you guys that the Somerset County Board.
Wait till
Hold
you
on.
get to the front.
Name, address.
I'd like to tell you guys that the
Can you-
Somerset County.
State your name and address.
David Reyes, 797 Bellmead Blallenberg Road, Montgomery. I'd like to let you know that Somerset County Board of County Commissioners invite you to the 5th Annual Juneteenth Festival on Friday, June 27th, 5 p.m. Music on the Green, 6 p.m. program and performances. Sponsored by the County Commissioners of Somerset County. Celebrate Juneteenth. It's going to be a great night of performances, and the people are going to be there from the Strattsburg Sauerland Museum and Mount Zion Church in Skillman. They're our leaderships. Betty Mills and Elaine Buck are going to be there. And on the 19th is History on the Green for Somerset County. Meet General Washington, living history event. Visit Revolutionary Era, New Jersey at Somerset County's free living history event for the whole family. Explore a pop-up encampment, meet George and Martha Washington, see colonial artisans in action, and more at the Courthouse Green in downtown Somerville. So we have those events coming up. So if anybody wants to come, the mayor or any of the township committee, I'd like you to come. And by the way, when is the Rotary Fair? I'd love to know because I love the Rotary Fair.
August 12th, right? Starts? 13th?
August 13th?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So, hold on. Do we have these for our newsletters? Do we have these announcements?
We can add them to our newsletter.
Add them in, so
Yeah.
want to hand notes to you
Yeah.
to make sure
So
we
you
get
have-
them electronically?
Can I have those?
You want those?
Yeah. Then we can
Just
add.
to let you know that the Juneteenth celebration is.
And we can-
Thank
can-
you. History on the Green, so it's a
you.
fun event. They do it in front of the courthouse.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Evening.
Hello.
Chris Myers, 25 Onka Drive, Hillsborough, New Jersey, 08844. All right, I'm here with a few of my fellow residents. We would request a meeting concerning the Claremont sewer system and the Toll Brothers new system that's going in. We also request that the MUA and possibly the Toll Brothers could attend this meeting. We would like to have it in a forum that could hold. We have 220 families. Obviously, we couldn't all pour in here tonight. We would like to notify them that, we could have this meeting. We want to discuss the correspondence we've had for the last 10 years and newly discovered correspondence that contradicts what we've been told and what we have in writing. So that's pretty much, we never did this before. Is this how you request a meeting?
Yeah, you're doing fine.
Okay. So, and if also, as soon as possible, whenever it's convenient, as soon as possible, we would like to be heard. Maybe also something could be put on the township website, this way everybody in the community that we live in would be notified, and we can try to get everyone there and express their concerns, and we can present, again, what we've had for 10 years and what we've recently discovered. Okay? What would happen next?
Well, we'll consider, we did receive an email today as well requesting a meeting, and we're doing a little due diligence on our part
Okay?
to prep ourselves to fully understand the history, or understand the history a little bit more and recall some of the things that were said and stated at planning board meetings and whatnot. So
more or less the correspondent would come back through that same email that
yeah, we're
was
doing some
sent?
due diligence.
Okay.
There's more to it, but on our end. And we'll propose an action going forward. Whether it's with the core group or something that's more for everybody. I know we've tried to have meetings with your group before and hasn't worked out, or people from your development for one reason or another. So there's some logistics to figure out moving forward to have a
We'll
meeting.
do our part as well, but, as much as we can get out there for someone who may not look at the internet, maybe they look in their mailbox. So we're going to try to get, when we do have a date, try to get as many people here to express their concerns. And that's pretty much I wanted your time for.
All right.
Thank you.
All right?
All right.
I know
Have a good night.
We've done meetings for developments before, so.
Okay, the first time outside of Hang 'em Hank is the only other time I was in here.
We don't want to talk about that.
Doug Eden, 55 Ann Street. I'm here for the same reason as Chris. I feel a little different. I'd like to have a meeting with the committee, with a few of the people that have been advocating for our community, to sit down and talk about our sanitary sewer system that we had built, and I guess the people that are paying for it, or the people that are using it, that are in our community, which is about 190 homes. So if we're looking to put together a meeting, I'll save us on some of this tonight, if that's what your intent is. If not, I'll dig into this a little bit more. But what I have here is what I just want to show you. I just want to talk about when we did the sewer system. We didn't burden the taxpayers of Hillsborough. We took it upon ourselves because our area had an issue. We had a health risk, and we needed to have sewers put in. So the 200 homes say we went in and we paid for the structure to be built. And when we did it, I have an ordinance here from Hillsborough Township that states that any monies that go to anyone that hooks up to our system, actually what it says here in Section 9, any grant monies received for the purpose described in Section 3 hereof, which is this system, shall be applied either to direct payment of the cost of the improvements or the payment of the obligations issued pursuant to the bond ordinance, and we are the obligations. So,
I'm sorry, sir. Did that say grant payments?
any grant monies,
Okay.
okay? If you want to just, any grant monies would be a sum of money, which is, I Googled grant monies, and it says a sum of money given by a government or any other organization for a particular purpose. So any incoming money coming into Hillsborough, we were told was going to alleviate our burden on the cost of the sewer system. I mean, every home has $24,000 assessment, which we're still paying. So we're still paying for this sewer system. We've asked many times we've asked Toll Brothers, we've been at all the meetings, and we asked Toll Brothers and Roycebrook if they were going to hook up to our system. I actually talked to Denny Miani at one point early on. He's the vice president of Roycebrook Golf, and I have something in writing saying that Denny Miani was willing to put up $1.3 million to hook into our source system. Then we were told that the MUA told him not to hook up, that they were happy with the way our system was working. We were told they couldn't hook up because we were at capacity, which I know is wrong because I also have an engineering study on our system and we're under capacity. So we've been told a lot of mistruths, and I would like to have that meeting with everybody because I just don't feel that it's fair that we paid to have this structure built and people are going to hook up to it in the future and we're going to be bypassed when we're still paying for it. And we were told that we do not own it anymore because we turned it over to the MUA. But Mr. Ferreira, you were here when we signed those letters and we had to get them notarized, and we were told you have to sign it over to the MUA for them to maintain it for maintenance purposes only. And in this ordinance, it doesn't say anything about who owns it when it talks about money coming back for usage if anybody hooks into our system. So I'd love to have a meeting and avoid having 200 homes coming in here and nothing will get done because a lot of people will be talking and yelling over each other, and I think we need to sit down and really talk about this.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I would just say, from a Township Committee standpoint, I would love to have a full update and a briefing and be able to have folks from the public come in. I know as you said, Mayor, we've done it with other neighborhoods. And I think if it would be open to the public so that all of the Township Committee can attend. I don't know if you're aware, only two of us can be together at any one time unless it's open to the full public. So I think even though I think the only folks that would attend would be those that have a relevant interest, but if it's open to the public so that all of us could attend would be great. So thank you, Mayor and Administrator.
Anybody else?
My concern is that we were told that they weren't hooking up, that Toll Brothers wasn't going to hook up in the Roycebrook project. And we have an interest in this through this ordinance, and it's ordinance, if you want to know, it's ordinance number 200-43. And we've asked that so many times, and we were told by Toll Brothers professionals, and that they couldn't hook it up because it was a force main, and you can't hook into a force main, and we knew that was wrong. But anyway, you guys never come back and tell us, why didn't, when you found out that they were hooking into that system, was anybody planned on reaching out to let us know that they were hooking into the system, or was it just going to go by the wayside, and nothing was going to come our way? To alleviate our burden on the assessment. We're paying for it.
The news now is that that supposedly they're hooking up. We didn't know they were. And if any payments come to the town for the hookup, we will gladly pass it on to you.
Well,
gladly.
Mayor,
we just...
that's music to my ears. But I had to find out through Chris Myers, who ended up, because they were digging across Hamilton Road, I thought it was probably because they're hooking up to the water line, which is on the other side, which makes sense. But Chris took it upon himself to go down and look at the plan. So if he didn't do that, they'd still be hooking up, and we'd never know.
Yeah, that was yesterday, right? We saw that. Yeah, as Monday. Yeah, that's yesterday.
So again, thanks for letting me come back up. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here.
Well,
my name's Tim Veraco, 3 Franklin Drive. I guess what I would say is, if it proves out that Toll Brothers is indeed hooking into the sewer system that we paid for. Unequivocally, somebody needs to do some kind of an economic analysis of what their cost avoidance is and what the fair value is that they're gaining by hooking into this system. And our community needs to be reimbursed for that amount of money. There's no way, when we signed up to hook in, to finance the sewer system, that we would ever expect that we're financing a sewer system for anything other than ourselves. And if we are, then fair is fair. Reimburse us. And Pannoni needs to be involved. Some professionals need to be involved. The 1.3 million that Doug mentioned, that sounds like a small amount of money. Remember now, that's offered up by the golf course people. We need an objective, professional estimation of what the fair value is that we should be reimbursed. That's my thoughts on that. And the fact that they're doing this, if it's true that they're hooking into the sewer system and it's being done underhandedly without any, I don't know what's going on in the back room on this, but it's not right. I hope that, again, as I've said, some professional, responsibility to our community, some advocacy to our community can prevail here. There's a lot of things that are going on with this whole development, the flooding and et cetera, that it's not right. And this is just more on top of that. So really begin to question how this township is governed and operates, and how the residents are being looked out for or not looked out for. It's pretty pathetic and pretty, I think, irresponsible from what I've been seeing. And it's a bad eye-opener.
Thank you. I can assure you there's no back office shenanigans. Anybody else? Well. All right.
Motion to close.
I have a motion to close. Motion and second to close.
So moved.
Second.
All right.
Mayor.
Need a roll call for that?
Mayor, just on a comment on that, I think there's a misunderstanding of how the sewer systems work and how they're built and how they're compensated. When the Claremont project was built, it was an extension of the sewer service area. They connected. I understand the connection runs down Hamilton, and it doesn't stop there. The sewer improvements go all the way to the SRVSA. Their sewer can't be treated until it gets to the SRVSA. When they built their project, and they did, they paid for it, they didn't pay for everything from where they connected all the way to the SRVSA. The way they compensated for that was they paid a sewer connection fee. They paid a sewer connection fee to the MUA, and they paid a sewer connection fee to the SRVSA. And that's how it works. That's how they compensated those who came before them. Likewise, this particular project, it'd be the same thing. They're going to hook into Hamilton, I understand, and yes, that's part of the line that they paid to put in. However, how do they compensate for that? They compensate for that by when they pay their sewer connection fee. That's how they compensated for it. And it goes to the MUA, who is the entity who owns and maintains those lines. That's how the sewer system works. I think it's an unreasonable expectation when this particular project was 17 years ago. If, let's say, for example, that property wasn't being developed now, let's say it was another 20 years, would that individual still have to compensate those from 30, 40 years ago? Who are those people? How many of these people even in this development are still there? How many people who have paid have now moved, have gone, have sold their property, have paid their assessment, are gone and in Florida?
Even the new people are still paying. We all have liens on
So, hold on, public comment's over. Public comment's over. I'm just giving you an illegal analysis.
I really need to respond to this, because I wanted to save this for something else.
Well, hold on,
I'm just telling
order
you.
here, order.
On a
Let him-
legal basis. On
Let
a
him
legal
finish,
basis.
and if, hold on. Let him finish, you will hear, right? Just
On a legal
listen,
basis,
and then
I don't know how.
if we have a meeting, when we have a meeting, we'll respond, right?
When?
I don't know the legal basis that you could implement to do what they're asking. There's no legal basis to now tell Toll Brothers, you got to compensate them somehow, and we're going to divide this formula, and I don't know what we do about the people that were already there and gone. But I don't even know how you do that. I don't know of any legal basis. If you can give me a legal basis, please provide one. I don't know of any statute, rule, or regulation that authorizes what you're asking for. I'm just giving you.
So why don't we all just keep our comments, let's have a meeting, and we'll put the chips on the table.
Whether you guys want to entertain a meeting is up. I'm just giving you my legal opinion on it. Again, it's a project 17 years ago. And at this point in time, I don't know how you ask somebody else who's connecting in to pay those residents.
So what I would say, so could it just, what I would say is, and I've only lived here, I think 17 years, right? So some of this, we're learning, right? What I would say is, I would love full information. And I think whether, Attorney Willard is saying there is or isn't legal basis, there's a lot of information. What I'm not comfortable with is just saying, sorry, folks, we're not going to have a meeting, and it was a long time ago, and sorry. That's not going to happen. So I think we need to have some sort of a meeting, folks, where we are able to exchange information, where you can be heard and present the information, and where the township would then also present information. But I don't think we can just give you 3 minutes. That's not okay. There's enough people involved, and I think you need to be heard. We will find a pathway to do this. We could use public input because we just paid $19,000 for that. However, we need to have something where you guys can come live and have some sort of an exchange. So we hear you.
That's all I did was request a meeting.
Yep.
And we appreciate it.
Totally acceptable.
I'd be grateful to have the meeting.
We
Absolutely.
appreciate it. Very
Yes.
reasonable. Thank
Good
you.
night. If you're gonna,
Let's end the meeting.
come on,
Jen.
guys, come on.
John,
Let's go.
end the meeting.
No shouting.
Public comments up.
I will make
Public
sure I'm
comments are
there.
over, right?
Of course.
All right, motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We already have a motion in a second.
We have motion in a
We
second,
got a
so roll
motion and a
call.
second. Now it's roll call.
Committeeman Brady?
Yes.
Committeeman Hand?
Yes.
Committeeman Lapani?
Yep.
Mayor Chicarelli?
Yes.
Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Yeah, when's the next one, the 9th? Happy 4th of July.